Hey everybody. So for today's video, I want to talk about the recent Oscar nominations that were announced for the 86th Academy Awards, which is going to happen in early March for, who are the winners are for the, Best in Film for 2013. So for this video, it's all about me just going through what all the nominations are. I'm not going to say all of them, but I'm just going to go through every section like Best Picture and things of that nature. Just give you some of my thoughts on, am I happy, am I sad with what the Film Academy overall chose for this, new Oscar award ceremony. So let's get started right away. So it looks like the Oscar award website, oscar.go.com, they start their page off with Best Picture for their nominations. Uh, for the most part, it's definitely a list you would definitely expect the Film Academy to make. Just a lot of historical films, a lot of based off real event kind of films, and just really kind of like the really like depressing and really moving pieces, I guess you could say, like drama wise. A lot of these I was really expecting. Like for example, I was expecting Gravity on here, and it happened. 12 Years a Slave, I was expecting. Wolf of Wall Street, I was expecting. Really, the only and here I'll list all of them out. There's one on here that I was a little surprised with, but the ones I was not too shocked about was Her, Gravity, Dallas Buyers Club, Captain Phillips, American Hustle, Nebraska, 12 Years a Slave, and Wolf of Wall Street. The one I was surprised with, since there is 9 nominations this year, was Philomena. I guess I've heard of it. I remember it coming out, but it didn't look good. I'm surprised they went with that one. I mean, that's the one with Steve Coogan and Judi Dench, and it really did not look good. It just didn't look like a really fun or dramatic or I don't know what it was trying to be. So I guess that's one reason why I was a little shocked to see it on the list here. I still don't know if I'll see it or not, but I'm just a little shocked that it made it on the Best Picture nominations. I'm really glad about Her, and for the most part, I'm pretty happy with Wolf of Wall Street, even though I do think there were some better films that came out in 2013, to tell you the truth, though. Gravity and 12 Years a Slave, I was very much expecting those. I mean, the ratings were so high on those, and everybody was praising those films when they came out, so really not a lot of surprise. And with Dallas Buyers Club, that really wasn't a surprise either, just because I know Matthew McConaughey lost a lot of weight for that movie. The reviews are really good for it, and it just seemed like an overall well praised movie. So I really wasn't too shocked with that one either. So for best actor in a leading role, Christian Bale, I can see that why they did it. Matthew McConaughey, once again, I can see why they did it. Chidowell Ejiofor from 12 Years a Slave. I apologize if I said his name wrong. Really, all these I'm not too surprised. It's Bruce Dern, Nebraska. I know that was praised, and Leonardo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street. Hopefully, he'll actually win this time. So, out of all 5 of those, I'm personally going for Leo DiCaprio. I think the guy's just overdue for an Oscar, and I thought his performance in Wolf of Wall Street was really good. So, I really hope that he lands an award for actor in a leading role. Though I'm a bit surprised Joaquin Phoenix didn't make the list, I would have liked to have seen his performance from Her make the list. Um, I also would have liked to see James Gandolfini from Enough Said make the list, and unfortunately that didn't happen. For actress in a leading role, one thing I'm really mad about was Meryl Streep getting on there once again. Uh, August Osage County looked like a pile of crap, and I really the woman just has to look in a mirror and then she'll be in a movie. She'll just I don't know. I'm just really getting sick of seeing Meryl Streep on this list for every year that the Oscars happen. Judi Dench for Philomena. Once again, I'm really shocked that movie got as much praise as it did. Kate Blanchett, Blue Jasmine, that's pretty reasonable. Amy Adams for American Hustle is reasonable. I personally thought if they wanted to go with Amy Adams, either do Her or Man of Steel. I thought those are her 2 better films that came out this year. Um, American Hustle, I thought, was her weakest of the 3, so I was kind of shocked they went with that one instead. Um, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, I was a little surprised, was just because how long, how is it the best when someone just is struggling for oxygen throughout the whole movie? It's just like I don't really understand why that's considered the best of the year if she does win. So it's just like all she had to do was just struggle for air in her suit, and that's basically her performance. Uh, Actor in a supporting role. I'm happy to see Jonah Hill for Wolf of Wall Street on there. Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club wasn't surprised with. That's because he was playing a very different role for him than Bradley Cooper, American Hustle. I think they just did that just to make up for last year since he didn't win for Silver Linings. Michael Fassbender, 12 Years a Slave, I was expecting. I did hear his performance was good in that one. And whoever played one of the terrorists, and Captain Phillips. Another thing was just like, I really wasn't surprised with that one just because I know a lot of people liked the villains and Captain Phillips and stuff. So Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine, don't know a lot about that role. Jennifer Lawrence, American Hustle, kind of expecting that one. Don't know a lot about the 12 Years a Slave nominations for actress in a supporting role. Julia Roberts in the August Osage County once again. It just really looked like a bad movie, and I don't care who was in it. It just looked like a pile of crap to me. So um, June Squab, Nebraska, once again a little surprised. Just it really didn't look that good. So I'm surprised a lot of people liked it as much as they did. So animated feature film, I was really unhappy with. The Croods and Frozen, for example, is like, why were those on there? Wind Rises, I heard good things about, so I'm not too shocked that that's on there. Despicable Me 2, okay, I get why it's on there. Ernest and Celestian, it looks like a pretty good movie. Never saw it. My guess is it's not from the U.S. I'm really shocked that Monsters University didn't make the list. I thought it was a great film, and I'm really shocked that it didn't make Best Animated Feature Film. I really think it should have. Not a lot to say about cinematography, just because I haven't seen any of these. Um, I did hear Roger Deakins, his cinematography for Prisoners, I guess, was really good. So my guess is that's probably going to win. And I think that's the only thing for Prisoners. I was actually expecting more for Prisoners just because I remember a lot of people praising it when it came out, and I remember people really liking it, and people saying, "Oh, it's going to win Best Picture," and well, it only seems to be getting Best Cinematography for this year, so we'll see how that works out. Costume design, Great Gatsby is pretty reasonable. American Hustle is pretty reasonable. I think that's one of the better parts of American Hustle, just because I thought the movie was just okay. Costume design is pretty reasonable for that. Didn't see Grandmaster. Didn't I wanted to see The Invisible Woman. I know that was Ralph Fiennes' directorial debut. 12 Years a Slave. Once again, don't know a lot about it. Didn't see it. I don't agree about American Hustle being nominated for Best Directing. David O. Russell's a great director, but I don't think that's one of his better films. Gravity, I'm not too shocked with. Nebraska, I'm not too shocked with, just because a lot of people praised it. Same with 12 Years a Slave, and of course Martin Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street. He's a really good director, and that was a really good movie, so that makes sense. So I would kind of like to have seen like Spike Jonze on there, and for her, and I would have liked to have seen Nicole Holofcener for Enough Said on there. I think those would have been better choices. I think like that over American Hustle and Nebraska, I think would have been better. Other than that, it would have been, I think, better. For documentary feature film, I actually did get to meet one of the stars of Dirty Wars, since Dirty Wars did make the list for that. Yeah, Jeremy Harris Scahill was a pretty nice guy. A little quiet when I first met him, but who knows? Maybe he's a little bit more social in real life. But pretty cool guy to meet in real life. Thought it was an okay film. I wasn't too blown away by it, so I don't think it's going to win. Maybe Act of Killing is probably going to win just because I heard a lot of good things about it. Documentary short subject, haven't seen any of those. Film editing, really can't argue with this one just because I haven't seen most of these. So I really can't say much about editing at the moment. Foreign language film, haven't seen any of these. I did hear good things about The Hunt, so that's probably going to win. Makeup and hairstyle. I'm actually shocked American Hustle didn't get nominated for that one. I thought that was one of the better aspects of that. So Dallas Buyers Club, don't know a lot about, didn't see it. I want to see it though eventually. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. I did want to talk about this one a little bit. When it came to that movie, I'm not too shocked just because, there's a lot of scenes in that movie where not a lot of people knew that that was Johnny Knoxville under that makeup. Yeah, I did personally see Bad Grandpa. I think that's why it was on there, just because people really thought that he was this old man under all that makeup, and I guess that's all you can really do when it comes to makeup and hairstyling for a movie like that. So I guess they did their job, so that's probably why they got nominated. Uh, Lone Ranger wasn't too big on. I'm a little shocked at that one, best makeup and hairstyling. Musical score, I really hope her wins, and Saving Mr. Banks was a pretty reasonable choice for that section. So for her and Saving Mr. Banks were pretty reasonable. Didn't see The Book Thief. Hoping to see Gravity at some point soon, so I might have a review up for that soon. So don't know how good the musical score is in that. And of course, Her had a really brilliant score. So Arcade Fire had some really good musical score pieces in that. So for best original song, I really hope the Moon song from Her gets on there. That's the Million Miles Away song from that movie. Really enjoyed that song, even though the Frozen one's probably going to win because I heard a lot of good things about it. Production design, Her I'm Glad it got on there. Great Gatsby got on there. That's probably the best for those ones. Short film, didn't see any of those. Once again, another short film category I didn't know about. Sound editing, maybe Gravity or Lone Survivor, just because the Academy seems to like all the war films and how they mix their sounds for those. So I think one of those two might win. All Those Lost might win too. You may never know. Uh, Sound mixing, really only Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug is what I've seen on that list. So I guess I'm gonna go with that one for now. Visual effects, I think Gravity's going to win just because I heard it's really, really outstanding with the visual effects. So my guess is probably going to win, even though I would have liked to see Star Trek Into Darkness win, but it's probably not going to win. I think Gravity's probably going to win for that. For writing, for adapted screenplay, I think Before Midnight should win anyway, just because it's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed Before Midnight. It's on my top 10 list. For original screenplay, I really hope Her wins for that one, just because I just love it's such an original idea, and Spike Jonze is just a terrific writer, and I really hope that that wins Best Original Screenplay. And that looks like that's it. Yeah, that's it. So should be interesting this year. Like I said, a lot of things that I saw coming. I thought American Hustle got a little bit too many nominations. I would have liked to see more nominations for Enough Said. Her probably could have used more nominations, I thought, even though it was pretty generous how it got as much nominations as it did. So, not complaining too much with that. Before Midnight, I do think should have gotten more nominations. That's a really good movie, and it's really too bad it only got one recognition for its writing. And yeah, like I said before, Monsters University I think should have gotten more recognition. And yeah, hopefully Her and Wolf of Wall Street will take the show this year. And Before Midnight, hopefully that'll win some stuff. And so that's my thoughts, you guys. Are you excited? Are you not very excited? Are you happy? Are you sad with what the Film Academy chose for this year? Once again, I think American Hustle has got a little bit too many nominations. Really not happy at all about the Meryl Streep nomination. That's I think she gets nominated way too much. And I would have liked to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus and James Gandolfini get nominated for Enough Said, just because I love that movie. Would have liked to have seen Enough Said get nominated for Best Picture also. That didn't win. That didn't get nominated either. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below, and let's see what the Oscars have to say in early March.